Hey, what is up DBZ fans and fellow collectors alike? It's your boy Kenshi and he's here to bring you yet another cool, awesome review. So today we're going to be looking at the Ichiban Kuji Ultimate Broly. And right off the back you can tell how intense this figure looks like. So as always you guys, first the box then the figure. So let's get right to it. Going on to the front first, we can see the first thing we do see is the Ichiban Kuji, then we see Dragonball Z Kai, and at the far right we do see Banpresto. As far as the bottom goes, I'm not sure entirely what that says, but it does look like a bit of like the S Culture's signature, but I can't really tell. We also see Broly and a whole bunch of Japanese letterings. I cannot identify what that says. Do feel free to pause it now if you can. And finally, moving on to the back, you can see the whole Ichiban Kuji. A bunch of this is in Japanese, so I won't be able to translate it, but if you guys can read it, do feel free to pause it now. The only thing I can read is Broly right there across the figure.
Me? A monster? No, I am a devil!
So here he is, ladies and gentlemen, the ultimate Broly. And yeah, you see the way I say Broly, I do mean it that way because look at the way this guy looks like. He looks absolutely phenomenal. He looks like just straight out ripped and everything. He looks so powerful, and I don't mean to sound weird or anything, but just look at the muscles, before we take a closer look, just look at the way this guy looks and just tell me you're not impressed. So anyway, you guys, let's get a closer look amongst his hair, muscles, clothing, and everything about this amazing figure. So would you look at this face? I absolutely love like every Broly figure when it comes to, when he's actually smiling, grinning, laughing, etc. Because honestly, when he was fighting the Z fighters, he was laughing. There were a bunch of pushovers. He wasn't taking them too seriously. So I absolutely like the way they actually capture that. So you can tell that the paint job is not too bad at all. You can actually tell the constant shading, not only from the pecs and muscles right there, but you can tell that his face and neck also have the same, color tone. As far as the hair goes, you can tell that it's not a solid yellow, it's not gold. It's more of a signature look for Broly, which is kind of yellow with green. I want to call it highlights, but I'm not entirely sure. So I'm just going to say it's a mixture of green and yellow. You can also tell that they actually use the same mixture of color when it comes to his eyebrows. So as you guys are going to see that this figure is a bunch of... I'm just going to tell you guys, it's not bright or anything. There's no bright colors on this figure. It's mostly dark, but they blend it so well and so beautifully. So now taking a much closer look at the hair, once again you guys can see the individual sculpt hairlines inside right here, just everywhere amongst the figure. So that's always a plus. Just an amazing sculpt right there. So I do have to advise you guys that this hair pieces are a bit sharp and everything, especially if you want to grab them like that. I don't know who would, but crazy people. Now we're going to look at his rippling muscles and everything. I don't mean to sound weird or anything, but this guy is completely jacked and everything. More than any other figure I've owned. I'm going to tell you guys, to be honest, when I first got this figure, I could not put him down or anything. Normally when I get figures, I look at him once or twice and put him in the display case. In this case, I just kept getting him out the case and kept looking at him. Just the amount of shading and everything, and the sculpt. It's just absolutely gorgeous. You can see right here around his pecs, he has like maybe an 8-pack. I know it's impossible and everything, but you just see so much sculpt around his muscles. You can't tell what is what anymore. You can see his biceps and everything, and I do have to say that just the shading on that just looks absolutely gorgeous, you guys. You can also see the piece of jewelry right here. It's a bit of a dark gold with a little blue gem right here. Of course it's not real gold, and of course it's not a real gem or anything. But once again, I am telling you that the color variations in this figure are dark, but they blend in so well and they pop out just as good. So hopefully this back view of this figure is going to convince you guys that this guy is absolutely ripped, jack, or whatever term you guys want to use. Just look at this back, you guys. Just look at the shading. Just look at the way this thing is sculpted and everything. This figure looks like he's about to explode and everything. It's absolutely just awesome, you guys. It's a plus. It's a must. It's just everything, just the way everything was executed from the muscles is just an absolute plus. They truly did capture the way, a real Broly, figure should look like, a real Broly figure should look, buff and everything. Because in the anime, he just looks monster. So I really gotta tell you guys that this is one monster of a figure. So finally, you guys, we're gonna move on to the base / the feet and everything. So once again, the boots are a bit, they're a bit different. They do have the same color variation as the other pieces of the jewelry. So the only minor complaint I have about this is actually a bit of his boot right here. It's too identical to the base itself. It looks like, he's part of the rocks and everything. I know like he's supposed to be attached and everything, but what I mean, he looks like he's fusing with the rocks. So anyway, you guys, as far as the base goes, it's absolutely just amazingly sculpted and everything. Makes it look like a real piece of rock and everything. Honestly, I'm not sure if this figure is able to come off the base. I haven't tried yet, and I'm afraid to try. This figure costs too much for me to break. So anyway, the rock just looks. So I'm pretty sure if I got it off the base somehow, and I got the rock, and I threw it at somebody, they'd be scared shitless. Alrighty, DBZ fans, I hope you guys did enjoy this review of the Ichiban Kuji Broly. So I have checked Amazon, Big Bad Toy Store, all your basic toy shops, and I could not find this figure. So this figure is pretty much basically on eBay. If you don't trust eBay, then I'm sorry, I don't really know where else to get him at. So he is on eBay for roughly around $250. So this figure, he is rare amongst the Ichiban Kuji collection. So I have seen him for around $150 if you're lucky. But if you guys do plan to get him, I 10 out of 10 recommend him. The amount of sculpt, detail and everything, and if you really are looking for an awesome Broly figure, this is the one for you. Trust me, you won't regret it. I personally love this figure. Once again, like I mentioned earlier in the video, I kept picking him up. I cannot put him down and anything, and yeah, you'll absolutely love it, guaranteed. So anyway, you guys, if you guys did enjoy this video, feel free to give it a thumbs up. I'm trying to reach up to at least 20 likes per video. And anybody who's new, please hit that subscribe button. That's really pretty much appreciated. Don't be afraid to share the video. And as always, you guys, thank you for watching and have an amazing, awesome day.
Baking pancakes, making bacon pancakes. Take some bacon and I'll put it in a pancake. Bacon pancakes, that's what it's gonna make. Bacon pancakes. Bacon pancakes, making bacon pancakes.